Okay. So today we will discuss about counter. So how this counter is used? What is the main application of counter? So in order to find the if there is any external event occur on the 8051, for example, like, so if you are providing some unknown frequency to your controller, so this is the frequency, you are going to give it to the controller. This is unknown frequency. This is unknown. We don't know what is the frequency of this particular signal. So this can be given as an input to your 8051 microcontroller. This can be given as an input to your 8051 microcontroller. So this unknown frequency you can find out by using 8051 controller, by using counter, right? So similar way, that is how we have used the timer. So timer can also used as counter. That is same algorithm. We can use it as a counter. That is the important point here. Right? So only the one difference, right? So here there is a 1 bit in TMOD, because in TMOD only we are going to select whether my algorithm is going to function as timer or counter, right? So if it is a timer, we have to place it 0 in the particular bit. If it is a counter, we should place it 1. Okay, so that's why when C or T equal to 1, the timer is used as counter. This you should understand. First point, right? Okay. So where the external frequency, that is unknown frequency, you can give it to your, which pin you have to give, in the sense there are 2 pins, pin number P3.4, P3.5, which is port 3. Okay, port 3, pin number 4 and 5. These pins are nothing but timer 0 or timer 1 external pin. So if you see, the pin name is T0, T1. So through this pin, you can provide, as an input the unknown frequency which you want to count. So to this particular pin, you can give your input to the controller. So controller will automatically, so we have a timer algorithm. Based on that, we can able to find out what is the exact frequency which you provide input to your 8051. Okay. So this is the main point you should understand. And if you see, for the timer, the block is the known frequency which is given as an input to the timer block. Previously you could have seen this same block, but here the input is the crystal frequency input divided by 12. That you would have seen that. So but here the frequency, we are giving input to the one of the pin, 3.4 or 3.5. any one pin will be using. So the particularly 3.4 will be for timer 0. So if you use this particular pin, the registers, everything should be 0. That you should be careful, which indicates that we are going to operate the counter in mode, that is counter 0, right? So which mode, it depends on the TMOD register, or what is the value you place there, right? So here, here we are going to get the clock pulses which you want to measure the frequency, right? So from this we can able to find out what is the unknown frequency. This is unknown frequency. We don't know what is the frequency here. So this frequency we are taking as an input to the timer block, and we are starting the timer. So here we will place initial value as 0, 0 all time. So from there, it will get to increment to certain value. So if it is FF, it will roll over, the flag will be set. The same operation. All right. So this is for mod 2 same. So only difference is we are giving the input to the timer is clock pulse through pin 3.4 or 3.5. So this you should understand. Okay. And so this is very rarely used, gate equal to 1. So that is if gate equal to 1. So this if there is any pulse here, the external pulse, timer will turn on. If gate equal to 0, the timer will be turned on by software. TR0 equal to 1, timer will automatically switch on. Switch will be closed. Then probably, if it is a counter option, the switch will be here. Then whatever the pulse we obtain will be automatically calculated. The two way we can calculate the pulse, that is pulse which are or frequency which are giving input to your timer. One is by software method. If gate equal to 0, by switching on that is TR0 equal to 1, we can start your counter. Otherwise, if gate equal to 1, if this particular pin is 1, that is external input, based on external input, the timer will start. So this is very rarely used. So this no need to worry about this. So always we will keep gate equal to 0 and we will try to turn on the timer. Okay, just for understanding I kept. So now we will get into the program. I will explain the program. So here we are not going to simulate. So it is not possible actually, because to my controller, I need some external unknown frequency that is provided externally to the 8051. So in simulation, it is not possible. You can provide some by hardware. We can directly take some external frequency input. Okay. So now what we'll do, assume that 1 hertz external clock is being fed into, that is P3.5, which stands for the pin number T1, timer 1. Okay, external input, timer 1 external input. So here the 1 kilohertz unknown frequency, which you are giving as a input to your 8051. So this is your 8051. Here, which pin? P3.5. So this pin name is T0, that is timer 1 pin. Timer 1 external pin. Okay, external pin. External pin. So if you are getting any signal here, then automatically it is going to be a counter program. Okay. So write a C program for counter 1. So how you are programmed for timer 1, the same way we are going to program for counter 1 in mod 2. Okay. So counter 1 should be operate in mod 2, that is 8-bit auto reload. Right. To count up and display the state of TL1 count on the P1. Okay, nothing but here we are going, what is the status? That is for every pulse input, the status of the timer counter, the particular register will be incremented for every clock pulse. Every clock pulse, the value in the TL register for timer mode 2, TL1 register will be incremented. So that data we are pushing to P1. So that is a simple program. So initially start the count at 00H. Fine. So they have given the value 00H as the initial value. Right. So how will you develop the program? See. Okay. So here the pin number I am assigning the external pin. So initially header file, S bit, this is your variable. This variable I'm just assigning as P3.5 pin. So P3.5 pin. So I have assigned. So whatever the modification I do here, this variable, this will reflect to particular pin. If I put this variable equal to 1, that is external input. If I assign 1, then automatically it is equivalent to the pin number P3.5 will be 1. This will be automatically reflected. So this right? Right. So now I'll start the main function. So void is, which indicates that the return function is 0, return value is 0, main function. So inside the main function, I have represented as void, which is nothing but it is not passing any value. Okay. Now I just initialize e pin equal to 1. You should understand in book they would have given this, which is nothing but this particular pin. This particular pin, it is in default, it is output pin. In default, it is output pin in the sense, in this particular pin, the value will be 0 volt, which indicates that in default, P3.5 pin is output pin. Output pin. Okay. So now I just made it as I just initialized, that is external pin equal to 1, which indicates that is 1 in the sense 5 volt. Now I'm just representing as input pin. Why I'm just representing as input pin in the sense, the signal which is getting inside, it is input to your controller. I want to set this. Otherwise, it will never receive your input. So always, if you want to program, so if you're getting some input from external, you have to set that particular pin as input pin. If you want to release, or if you want to send some data to the output, you have to set that particular output pin, that is 0, nothing but you have to 0 volt in the sense, you have to assign 0 to the particular pin. Okay, this is in nature, you should do that. This is how to code, how the embedded coding develops. This is just setting the particular pin as input pin. Okay, now I'll start the counter. Okay, first I'll initialize the counter. How I will be initializing? Take TMOD register. In TMOD register, I have 8-bit. Just like already we discussed, 4-bit for timer 0 and 4-bit for, this is for timer 1 and this is for timer 0. Okay. So we have the gate pin, counter or timer bit. This is for mod. And the similar way for gate, this is gate, counter or timer, and these two are mod. This already you know, right? So here, what I should place? I should place it 1 for counter. So here I should place it 1 now. Since we are using timer 1, see, that is counter 1. So these 4 bits are related to, now it is counter. Because already I told timer can be used as a counter now. So timer 1 is nothing but now it is counter 1. So in the place of C by T, if it is a 0, you place it 1. Now it is timer. Now it is going to act as a, instead of timer, it is going to act as a counter. Okay. So here timer 0, we are not going to use anything. Okay. Right. So which mod they have mentioned? If it is 00 mod 1, 01 mod 2, 10 for mod. Sorry, this is mod 1. This is mod 0, 00 for mod 0, and 10 for mod 2. Okay. So what is the value I should place here? 10 for mod 2.
10, sir.
Okay. So now what is the value we obtained? It is 6. 8460. So this is the value we should initially select it in order to run your timer as counter 1 mod 2. In the question they have asked you counter 1 mod 2. So now we have initialized. In mod 2, what is the operation you should understand? So just like timer, see, here we have to initialize in TH0. Sorry, if it is a timer 1, TH1. Here we should keep some base value. We should give some base value. This will automatically load it to TL1. We are not programming anything here. This will be automatically loaded. Okay. So this part we have to initialize my second step. Always, if it is a timer or counter, my second is load some initial value. Okay. So load initial value 00 to TH1, not TL1, TH1. Okay. So once you are loaded, I have done the 2-step. So third step, I want to run the timer, that is a counter. Now, as of now, it is a counter. Okay. So that's why we name it as timer or counter. Anything you can say. Now I will start the timer. So whatever the value stated here, that will be put on the port 1 continuously, right? So there is already we have connected, since we have initialized input pin. Now you might have given some external frequency to the particular pin. Now we are going to check the what would be the value in the particular register. What is the register as per the diagram? Since the TH value is loaded, auto reloaded to TL. For every clock, that is for every time period, I can say this particular value will be incremented. So this value I'm going to place it in P1. So that is the program here, right? Right. So now I'm going to start my timer. So before that, I need to start my timer here, TR1, because counter 1 we are using. So we have to use it TR1. Okay. So continuously I'm going to put my value into the port 1. So I keep my while loop. Inside my while loop, I will place it TR1 equal to 1. I started the timer. Initial value that is my first step, whatever the value in TL0. So initially I loaded 0. This 0 will be loaded here. This will be put into P1, that is port 1. Condition I'm checking whether flag is 0, the flag is 1 or not. Okay, that is continuously it will be wait till FF is until FF comes. It will do once again. What is the do operation? Put my second value in the port 2. What is the value? If it is next increment based on the clock, the TL register, TL1 will be incremented F1, 2 like that continuously till FF. This value will be continually put into the port 1 until FF. The condition will be till, check the status of the flag, till TF flag equal to 1. Okay. Once it is over, stop the timer, clear the flag. Okay. So once again, so 00 to FF, this will be continuously put on the particular port pin, right? Okay. So here we are not we have not developed the complete program for finding unknown frequency, because since we do not have unknown frequency, based on the input clock frequency,
one doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in the do equation, in the do function,